Hi, I'm Valerie Falk. My father was Lee Falk, who is the tall, handsome gentleman in the picture behind me. The photo was taken at Castle Hill, which is a local arts school and a place that fosters creativity. The man next to him is Sidney Simon, who is a fabulous sculptor, really wonderful sculptor. My father wrote comic strips. He wrote Mandrake the Magician and The Phantom for over 60 years. Actually, I think still the longest running strips done by their original creator. But his first love was always theater. So he was very involved with all the arts. He was on the board and was the president of Castle Hill for several years, and has stayed summers in Truro from 1958 on, every year from 1958 on. It was a place that fostered his creativity and created many, many deep friendships for a long time. All the years that my dad was doing the comic strips, his first love was really always theater. He wanted to be the great American playwright. He wrote quite a few plays, and some of them were reasonably successful. But what he really did was he ran summer theaters for many, many years, and a winter theater in Nassau in the Bahamas. And his theaters produced some pretty impressive things, including when they wanted to bring the Othello with Udo Hagen and Paul Robeson from England to America. They were afraid to go straight to Broadway because they thought there might be race riots. It really was the first time that we know that there was a really black Othello and a really white Desdemona. And so they brought the play to his theater in Cambridge because they thought there would be a sympathetic audience among the Harvard guys. They were all guys then. And in fact, that was true. Robeson was practically worshipped at that point. However, there was a local bar that all the actors used to go to after the performances, and of course all the Harvard kids went too, because that's where you could hang out with them. And the bar owner came to my father and said, "I'm really sorry, Mr. Falk, but I can't let Mr. Robeson into the bar. I mean, it would ruin my reputation. I can't do it." And my dad said, "That's fine, no problem, but my other actors will not go there from this play, and none of my actors will ever go to your bar again." And it's remarkable how fast the color line was broken. My dad actually used Xanadu as a center for a lot of things, and there would be fundraisers for various causes and political causes. One of his dearest, oldest friends was Alan Cranston, who was a senator from California for many years. And they had been friends in the Office of War Information during the Second World War. Alan had been elected comptroller of California. They'd been out of touch for a number of years, but he was elected comptroller, and my dad wrote him a letter saying, "What is a comptroller? It sounds like something out of Soviet Russia. What does a comptroller really compt or troll? What does he really do?" Alan was enchanted and invited my dad to come out and help him campaign, which he did for several of Alan's campaigns for senator. And he ran fundraisers at Xanadu, which were always wonderful and always fun. And that started the sort of whole process. And when he became friends with Herman Badillo, Herman was deputy mayor, right? He never was senator. He was deputy mayor of New York City. But he was the first Hispanic to hold that position. And it was pretty important and pretty impressive. And so he also helped Herman, who remained a very good friend for many, many years. So Xanadu became a center for that kind of activity. Well, when my dad first bought Xanadu, one of the first things he did was build a tennis court, a clay tennis court, which he insisted was the first clay tennis court in Truro. Jack Kahn begged to differ occasionally, I have no idea, but at any rate, the rivalry started. And my dad would do what he called tennis brunches every week. There would be scheduled matches, and then afterwards everybody would come up to the house and eat. It was always scrambled eggs, cheese eggs, chili, hamburgers on the grill, and for special occasions, black velvets, Guinness Stout and champagne. And there would be 70 people. We were cooking a lot of chili. We were really cooking a lot of chili. And it became kind of the center of Truro social life in the summer, the rivalry back and forth between the tennis courts, who would be playing on what court. And then it sort of culminated in this final contest. What's the proper tournament? A proper tournament that was run by all the people who knew about tennis and set up with mixed doubles and singles, and it was extremely festive. It was really wonderful.